Let's be honest, Assassin's Creed Shadows was always going to live in the shadow of Ghost of Tsushima. Ubisoft spent years teasing Japan, and while they were still sharpening their kunai, Sucker Punch just dropped a masterpiece and walked off like a boss. Now Ubisoft's finally shown up fashionably late, claiming they've brought something fresh, and you know what? They kinda did. But this isn't about which game wins, it's about how different they really are. One's a poetic samurai epic, the other lets you assassinate people mid-sprint while dressed like a rice farmer. Both are cool in their own weirdly specific ways. So let's break it down. First up, let's talk about maps, because nothing says open world like a map so big you need a lunch break to cross it. Ghost of Tsushima plops you on the islands of Tsushima and Iki, a cozy 11 square miles of jaw-dropping beauty. Sucker Punch somehow crammed an entire ecosystem into a space smaller than your average Walmart parking lot. You've got misty swamps, bamboo groves, snowy peaks, and fields so pretty you'll want to quit gaming and become a haiku poet. It feels massive, even if it's technically the size of a large backyard. Meanwhile, Assassin's Creed Shadows says, "Hold my sake," and drops a map that's like 31 to 55 square miles. Nobody's sure because we're all still lost in it. This thing is huge, covering central Japan with cities like Osaka and Sakai. It's so big you'll need a GPS, a compass, and a prayer to get anywhere. Traveling from point A to point B feels like a Lord of the Rings pilgrimage, minus the hobbits. Now, let's chat about the vibes of these worlds. Ghost of Tsushima is like living in a Kurosawa film directed by a poet with a leaf fetish. Every vista is a postcard with swirling leaves, golden sunsets, and a dreamlike haze that screams, "Take a screenshot, you peasant!" It's less real and more Instagram filter on steroids, and we're here for it. The island's got diverse biomes, forests, swamps, mountains, that the real Tsushima could only dream of. Sucker Punch basically said, "Geography? Nah, we're making art." On the flip side, Shadows goes for gritty realism, with forests so dense you'll need a machete to get through and cities bursting with NPCs who are way too busy to notice you stabbing their neighbors. Osaka and Sakai are alive with markets, castles, and enough background chatter to make you feel like you're in a medieval Japanese soap opera. Shadows even has NPCs who run for cover when it rains because apparently they care about their hair more than Ghost's NPCs, who just stand there getting soaked like soggy samurai. Neither game is trying to be Red Dead Redemption with NPC AI, but Shadows at least pretends to care about the illusion of life. Graphically, Shadows flexes its 2025 muscles like a bodybuilder at a tech expo. With a PS5 Pro or a PC that costs more than your rent, this game looks so good you'll forget how to blink. Water flows like liquid poetry, grass sways like it's auditioning for a nature documentary, and towns are so detailed you can practically smell the street food. But Ghost of Tsushima? It's still a knockout, even with its 2020 tech. It's less about raw polygons and more about art direction that slaps you across the face with beauty. Every frame feels like a painting, with colors so vivid you'll wonder if Sucker Punch hired a wizard. Shadows is cinematic in a gritty Assassin's Creed way, but Ghost is cinematic like you're starring in a samurai blockbuster where the director yells, "More leaves, more drama." It's the difference between a Hollywood epic and a dreamy indie flick. Both gorgeous, just pick your flavor. Now, let's get to the meat, gameplay. Both games are open-world stealth action romps, so you'll be sneaking, stabbing, and sword fighting your way through enemy camps like a one-person ninja apocalypse. Ghost of Tsushima's combat is the stuff of legends. It's so visceral you can feel the clang of your katana in your soul. Enemies swarm you, death is one mistimed parry away, and every fight feels like a duel in a samurai movie. The death animations? Brutal. Jin doesn't just die, he gets dramatically finished off, followed by a hard cut to black like the game's saying, "You messed up, pal." Shadows tries hard with its combat, and some fans say it's the best in Assassin's Creed history. But let's be real, it's still got that floaty Assassin's Creed DNA where you're slashing away and the enemy's like, I'll react later. Sometimes your dodge doesn't dodge, or your attack feels like you're swinging a pool noodle. Ghost nails the one perfect strike samurai fantasy, while Shadows is more like stab a guy on a rooftop, hope for the best. Stealth, though, Shadows takes the rice cake here. Ghost stealth is fun but basic. Enemies are so nearsighted they'd fail a driver's test, and Mongol camps are just huts and cliffs begging to be cleared. You toss a wind chime and enemies obediently wander over like curious puppies. Shadows steps it up with stealth that's actually got some depth. You can go prone and crawl through grass like a sneaky snake, hide on ceilings like a ninja Spider-Man, and use a shinobi bell that enemies sometimes ignore if you spam it too much. Enemies are sharper, noticing bodies or glancing up when suspicious, which forces you to think beyond stab and repeat. Castles and Shadows are multi-layered fortresses with tons of infiltration options, making Ghost's camps feel like a lemonade stand by comparison. It's not Splinter Cell, but for an open-world game, Shadows makes you feel like a stealth god, especially with two playable characters who bring different flavors to the sneaky party. Story-wise, Ghost weaves its narrative into every blade of grass. Jin's journey from honorable samurai to stealthy ghost isn't just gameplay, it's the heart of the story, with every stealth kill tying into his moral struggle. It's immersive, emotional, and makes you feel like you're living a samurai saga. Shadows? The story's more like a side quest you forgot to complete. It's fine, but it's not the soul of the game like Ghost's tale. Shadows sticks to Assassin's Creed's tradition of, here's a big world, go stab stuff, while Ghost feels like it's trying to win an Oscar for storytelling. Both games share some toys, like grappling hooks that work the same, swing, climb, look cool. They've got meditation minigames for those I need a zen break moments, though Ghosts feels like a chill nature retreat, while Shadows is like, meditate, but don't forget to check your quest log. Ghost innovates with its guiding wind system, a genius way to point you to objectives without slapping a neon arrow on your screen. Shadows just draws a boring line on the ground like a GPS with no personality. Come on, Ubisoft, steal the wind idea next time. In the end, Ghost of Tsushima is the bold innovator with its cinematic combat, dreamy vibe, and clever mechanics that shook up the open-world genre. Shadows is more of a polished evolution of Assassin's Creed, not a reboot, but a beefy update that keeps the series' soul intact. It's tradition versus trailblazing, and both have their charms. Ghost is for those who want to live a samurai movie. Shadows is for folks who love a massive world to get lost in. There's room for both in your gaming heart, like sushi and ramen sharing a plate. But the real showdown's coming in 2025, when Shadows squares off against Ghost of Yoti, set in the same era on mainland Japan. Will Ubisoft finally out-ninja Sucker Punch, or will Ghost's sequel slice through the competition? Grab some popcorn because that's gonna be a brawl for the ages. So, what's your take? Played both games? Got a favorite? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're dying to hear your hot takes. If you enjoyed this epic throwdown, smash that like button harder than Jin smashes a Mongol. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time for more gaming shenanigans.